Hello students. So on this video we will do a revision on the first chapter, matter in our surroundings. Okay, so let's start. So the name of the chapter is matter in our surrounding. So we know what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and has mass. Okay, so the particles of matter, okay, the characteristics of particles of matter are given below. There are three characteristics. The first one, particles of matter have spaces between them. So for this we gave an example, dissolving sugar in water. So when you dissolve sugar in water, the level of water does not increase. What is the reason? Because the particles of water have spaces between them. So the sugar particles occupy these spaces, and because of that reason the level of water is not increasing. So from this we can conclude that particles of matter have spaces between them. Next one, particles of matter attract each other. Okay, so these particles have a force of attraction among themselves. Okay, because of this force of attraction, the particles are all held together. If we try to break a piece of chalk, we can break it easily because the force of attraction between the particles of chalk is not that strong, so we can easily break it. But in case of iron nail, if you try to break it, we cannot do it, right? Because the force of attraction between the particles is very strong, and because of that reason we are not able to break it. Okay? But force of attraction is maximum in solids and minimum in gas. The third characteristic, particles of matter are continuously moving. So for this I gave you an example, that is incense stick. When you place a burning incense stick or agarbatti in one corner of room, the fragrance or the smell spreads in the whole room. So here what is happening? The gases from the incense stick, even they are moving. So they will move rapidly and they will mix with the moving air particles. So they will mix together, and these all particles they are all constantly moving, and because of that it will slowly spread in the whole room. Okay. Next we have learnt about properties of solid, liquid and gas. So let us start with the first property, solid. Okay, solids have fixed shape because the position of particles are fixed. The particles cannot change their position. Solids have a fixed volume. Okay, the spaces between the particles are fixed, and because of that reason the volume is fixed. Solids have high densities. Solids cannot be compressed. We cannot compress a solid because the particles have very little space between them. So you cannot reduce it further. Solids do not fill their containers completely. Okay, because the particles of solid cannot leave the body and fill the whole container. Solids do not flow because the particles of solid, they are in fixed position. They cannot slide over another particle. Okay, solids are rigid. Now properties of liquid. Liquids do not have fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are placed or kept. So they do not have fixed shape. Because the position of the particles are not fixed. It means the particles can change their position. So in whichever container they are kept, they will take the shape of that container. Liquids have a fixed volume because the space between the particles are fixed. Liquids cannot be compressed. Okay, why? Because the space between the particles are they're very less, so you cannot compress it further. Liquids have moderate to high densities. Liquids do not fill their container completely, okay, because the particles of liquid cannot leave their body. They cannot leave the body to fill the whole container. Liquids generally flow easily. They can slide, particles of liquid can slide over another particle. Okay? And I said liquids, they are fluid, they show fluidity. That is ability of flowing. Property of gases. Gases have neither fixed shape nor fixed volume. They take the shape and volume of the container in which they are placed. Okay, they do not have fixed shape because position of the particles are not fixed, and fixed volume because the space between the particles are not fixed. Gases can be compressed easily, okay, because gas particles have large spaces between them, so those spaces can be compressed or reduced easily. Gases have very low densities. Gases fill their container completely. It means they can leave their body and they can fill the container. Gases flows easily, okay. Gases, they're constantly moving at a high speed. They can easily slide over another particle, okay. So these were the properties of solid, liquid and gases. Now we'll just go through few definitions. The first one is diffusion. So what does diffusion means? Diffusion means the spreading and mixing of a substance with another substance due to the motion or movement of its particle is called diffusion. An example of incense stick. The smell, if you place it in one room, but still the smell will reach another room. So over here what is happening? Over here diffusion of gases from the incense stick with the air. So what is happening? The gases from the incense stick and air, they are mixed. Okay, they will mix together, and because they are constantly moving, and as they are constantly moving, they will spread their fragrance or smell in the whole room. Melting. Now this comes under the topic effect of change of temperature. That is, by either increasing or decreasing the temperature, we can change the state of matter. I hope you can recollect. Now, what does melting means? The process in which a solid substance changes into a liquid on heating is called melting. So here what is happening? Change of state is happening. A solid is changing into liquid, and that too on heating. Heating means we are increasing the temperature. So when we increase the temperature, solid is changing into liquid, and that is called melting. Next one, freezing. The process of changing a liquid into a solid by cooling is called freezing. So over here cooling means when you are lowering the temperature. So when we lower the temperature, what is happening? Liquid is changing into solid. Next one, boiling. the process in which a liquid substance changes into a gas rapidly on heating. So we are on increasing the temperature, the liquid is changing into gas, and that is called as boiling. Condensation, the process of changing a gas or vapor to a liquid by cooling is called condensation. Okay, so where cooling means reducing the temperature. So when we lower the temperature, a gas is changing to a liquid. Okay. Now next, these are some doubts asked by students. Okay, so please pay attention. First is a difference between melting and boiling point. Okay, there's the main difference between both of them is the definition. We know what is melting. Melting means a solid changing into liquid, and boiling is what? A liquid changing into a gas. So what will be boiling point? Boiling point is the temperature. The temperature at which a liquid substance melts and changes into liquid at atmospheric pressure. Okay, a temperature at which solid substance melts and changes into liquid. So what is boiling? Boiling point, it is a temperature at which a liquid boils and changes rapidly into a gas at atmospheric pressure is called as boiling point. Second difference is different solids have different melting points and different liquids have different boiling points. Example, melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. Next doubt. When a solid melts, its temperature remains the same. So where does the heat energy go? Now this part we have learnt in latent heat. Okay, it is said that when heat is supplied, okay, a solid melts, but the temperature is not increasing, it is remaining constant. So where is the heat energy going? Okay, so the answer for that is when we are supplying heat, okay, but the temperature is not increasing because the heat that is supplied, it is used to break the force of attraction between the particles. Okay, so if the force of attraction between the solid particles break, so what will happen? The change of state will take place. The solid will change into liquid. Okay, so the heat energy is used up in changing the state of the solid substance by overcoming the force of attraction between its particle. Okay, so the heat that is supplied, it is used for breaking the force of attraction in solid particles so that they can change into liquid. Okay. Next one, what is Bose-Einstein condensate? Bose-Einstein condensate, that is BEC. It is a fifth state of matter. We have solid, liquid, gas, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. Now in the year 1920, an Indian scientist named Satyendranath Bose, okay, he did some calculation for the fifth state of matter. Then Albert Einstein, he took this calculation and he predicted the existence of fifth state of matter. But they did not have necessary equipments to carry out this procedure. So three scientists, they took forward this calculations and then they gave this fifth state of matter, that is Bose-Einstein condensate. Now this condensate is obtained by cooling a gas. Okay, a gas is cooled to a very low temperature, that is minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. It's a very super low temperature. So at this temperature, what happens? The motion, usually we know particles are constantly moving, but as you lower the temperature, the motion of the particle becomes negligible. Kinetic energy becomes very low. So what is happening? The particles will all, they are not moving. So what will happen? The particles or the atoms, they will all come close to each other. They will all come close and they will clump together, or they will form a super atom. Super atom means a cluster of atom, and that is what is Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now, what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object because of motion. So when an object is in motion, okay, it will have kinetic energy. Like when a stone is rolling, that rolling stone will have kinetic energy. Now next one, you can see this type of question. It is an MCQ type of question. Okay, so these type of questions are going to come in the examination, online exam. Which of the following represent the suitable condition for the liquefaction of gases? It means you have to convert gas into liquid. We have already studied this. To convert liquid, gas to liquid, what we will do? We will increase the pressure. Okay, as you increase the pressure and lower the temperature, gas will convert into liquid. So the correct answer option is option number C, low temperature and high pressure. So in exam, when you get such kind of question, you have to only click on option number C, that is low temperature, high pressure. Second one, what is the chemical name of dry ice? It is like answer the following. Even for that, options are provided. You have to click on the correct option. What is the chemical name of dry ice? So we know chemical name of dry ice is solid carbon dioxide. So the correct answer is option B, solid carbon dioxide. So you will click on the second option, that is B1, solid carbon dioxide. Next one, boiling is a bulk phenomena. State whether the following statement is true or false. Now it is in the form of true or false. So again in this we have two options, true or false. So you have to click on the correct option. Boiling is a bulk phenomena. Answer is yes, boiling is a bulk phenomena, because in boiling all the particles, that is the particles present on the top part, that is surface, as well as the particles present in the interior, everyone is involved in boiling at the same time. So we say that boiling is a bulk phenomena. So the answer is A, true. So we'll click on option number A. Next one, evaporation is a surface phenomena. Again, it's a true or false. State whether the following statement is true or false. Now, evaporation is a surface phenomena. Answer is true. That is option number A. Because the particles that are present on the surface, they will first evaporate. So, evaporation is a surface phenomena. Okay, I hope children you have understood. We have just revised whatever we have learned in the first chapter. Even some of the doubts were cleared. Some question, even some format, online exam format were shown to you. I hope you have understood. Thank you, children.